All right, we are officially live here on this Friday morning. It is May 14th, and it is 10 a.m. Eastern time if you're joining me live. So, yeah, I'm excited because this question that we're going to answer here today, the one question is going to be how to write a good email follow-up sequence, okay, for our new subscribers, mainly for our new subscribers. This is a great question. It's also something that I think a lot of people they don't know the importance of it. It's not that they're making a mistake, although if they're not doing it, they are, but it's because they don't know any better. Okay. And what I want to share with you here is in this very short window of time that you are building an email list, hopefully you are, you want to really, really focus on the first 7 to 14 days, I would say 7 to 14 day period, because that is going to be your best chance to show up for these people and to help these people. And I'm going to walk you through basically some ideas on what you can use. I'll also go through something that I've been using for years, but also one that I'm creating right now as we speak for people that sign up for our email list building playbook, which we're only offering through our Facebook ads right now at the moment. That's why I'm not even going to give the link out right here, because I want to make sure that anyone that's coming through that ad and that campaign is is tracked properly. And so what we're doing is we're building a follow-up sequence, and it's following this exact framework. So that's what we're going to be talking about here today. We will officially kick this off. Give me a thumbs up or something if you guys can hear me, see me, all of that stuff. Salama asks, happy Friday. Weekend plans? Yes. Tomorrow morning we are heading to another volleyball tournament. I'm pretty excited. Actually, she plays on Sunday, but tomorrow we're going to get there a little bit early because her coach, one of her coaches, is playing in the Open, which is like somewhat pro level. So we're going to go watch her, which is going to be fun. So what's up, Troy? Good morning to you as well. Diamond, what's up? Morning. Alpandro, what up, Professor? What's up? Love the apple, by the way, and the glasses. Let's see. Good morning, Brand Rackers. Not sure if I need the re-up in StreamYard to see photos, Scott. Yeah, you might. I don't know. Is that Octavio? I don't know. I see that hand signal, and I think that is Octavio. Him and I are rockers back in our day. All right, so that's what we're going to do. If you guys do have any questions, though, for me on today's coffee talk, on the jam session, let me know. We are drinking some coffee today. And it's pretty good. It's pretty good today. But do me a favor, drop in the comments if you have any questions. We will address them. But today's topic is going to be really how to write a perfect email sequence for new subscribers. All right. How do I do that? We're going to walk through that. And if you have any questions on this or anything else, let me know. I'll give you guys something too. This morning, I looked at our numbers at one of our case study brands that we're building, and we are up over 72,000 page views in the last 30 days. The other brand that we've been building as a case study is right around 44,000. So that's up. Really excited. Really, really excited. And there's some things that we're going to be doing now inside of the Academy. So if you're in the Academy and you're here, is where we're going to take some content that's existing right now that's already published. It might be on page 1, but on the bottom, or maybe on page 2. And we're going to optimize that. There's a new tool I've been playing around with. Actually, one of our members cued me in on it, and I took a look at it. It's pretty cool. And I might share it outside of the Academy. But if you're in the Academy, we got some good stuff coming, and we're going to be working on that stuff here pretty soon. But I'm going to be doing some case study tests to see if this actually works by identifying some content and then improving the content and then updating it and then waiting 30 to 60 days to see what happens. Because some of this content can get ranked even higher and get more traffic again, that's what we're working on. Pretty excited. All right. So let's kick this baby off. If you do have any questions, this is a Friday jam session, so we're going to record this for the podcast. Ask your questions in the comments, and we'll do our best to get those answered. And another thing, brandcreators.com/YouTube, brand new training posted yesterday. And that one there was how to build an email list with no website. So you might want to check that one out as well. All right. So here we go. Friday jams. Ask your question in the comments below. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get myself situated here so I can go ahead and make sure that I cover everything that I want to cover here on the jam session. So here we go. Get some of this stuff out of my way. All right. Here we go. All right. Here we go. All right, guys. Welcome back to another Friday jam session. I am excited because today we're going to be talking about a really, really great question, and one that I think you really need to do right out of the gate. And that is how to write a perfect email sequence for new subscribers. All right. For new subscribers. And what this basically means is when someone enters their name and email address and they become part of your email list, what should we send them? All right. What should we send them? And it's a really, really important part, okay, when you are at this stage, because we want them to know us, to like us, and to trust us. And there's ways that we can do this. There's also some mistakes that people make when doing this. I'll talk about them. But that's what we're going to be talking about on this jam session. Now, if you're joining me and you are not live and you're on the podcast and you want to be part of our Friday jam session, all you need to do is head on over to takeactioncrew.com. Again, that's takeactioncrew.com. And you can join us there Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday is a Monday mindset little tip. Wednesday is usually something along the lines of tactical or strategy wise. And Friday is our Friday jam session. It's exactly what you're listening to right now. All right. So with that all being said, let's dig in. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. TakeActionCrew.com. That's how you can go over to the morning crew where we hang out on Facebook. All right. So go check that out afterwards if you want. TakeActionCrew.com, and all of the past coffee talks are there in a really cool little player. So go check it out. All right. TakeActionCrew.com. All right. Here we go. So how to write a perfect email sequence for new subscribers. The very first thing that we need to understand is that you are being introduced, let's say, through that lead magnet that you offered them. You're being introduced, okay? And now it's your job to let them know who you are, right? Because people's inbox is usually either businesses, which they ignore, or it's friends. We want to become a friend. We don't want to just be one of those marketers or one of those businesses like Best Buy or Target when you get one of their flyers. We don't want to be that. We want to show up and they go, oh, Scott Boker, I know him. I want to open this email because I know him, I like him, and I trust him. And it looks like there's something that I'm interested in here. So there's something that I'm going to give you here too to think about. Whenever you are writing your first email, okay, and they see your name, they still don't know who you are. Remember that. So in that subject line, really important here, so pay attention. In that subject line, okay, when you write that email, you want it to be exactly what they signed up for. Okay, let me repeat this. When they get that email, they don't know your name yet, right? They don't know who you are. Bob Smith, right? They don't know who that is. But if you have in your subject line, okay, something that is going to remind them of what they signed up for, then they will open it, okay? So the very first thing that I want you to think about when you're sending that first follow-up email is you need to deliver what you promised. If that is a download, they get the download, right? If it's a video, they get the video, right? If it's, I don't know, if it's just an email that describes some tips, they get the email that has the tips, right? You need to deliver on what you promised. And inside of that, please make it really, really good. Okay. Make it really, really good. So then they're like, wow, I am so glad that I signed up for this. And who sent this to me again? Oh, it was Scott Volker, this guy. I just met him online. I met him online because he said he had something that he was going to give me to help me with this one thing. So he must know about bass fishing because I signed up for the Ultimate Bass Fishing Guide or fishing tip guides or whatever, checklist, whatever it is. And so now they're knowing me because of the thing that they chose to download. So in that subject line, it should say something like, here's your download, brackets, bass fishing guide. Or open to receive your download, bass fishing guide, or bass fishing guide download. You want that to say exactly what it is. If you do not do that, they'll probably just skip by you because they won't know who you are. Okay. The other thing is I get a lot of people that ask me this, Scott, what should that from name be? Should it be your business name or should it be your name? I am a believer in it being your own name. Now, I've done it before when I was running my business, New Portrait Biz. It would be Scott, and then it would have in brackets, New Portrait Biz. I don't really do that anymore, and I don't really think that you have to do that anymore. I think it should be from you. You're the spokesperson. Think of you as not even the owner, but you're the spokesperson. You're the person, the voice for the brand. Okay. So you definitely want to use your name or a pen name because you want people to start knowing who this is and not Best Buy or Target or ultimatebassfishing.com. You don't want that. Okay. You want it to be as if you are a friend that's sending them some stuff. Okay. So the very first thing is that I want you to think about what they signed up for, and you're going to deliver that, and you're going to remind them what they received in that subject line. Okay. The subject line in the very first, I think it's like the first maybe 50 characters, and then it gets truncated, meaning it gets cut off on your phone. So you want that first part to be bass fishing guide and then download, something like that. That way, when they're scrolling on their phone, they see it. Okay. The other thing I want to say here before we go any further is what we're doing right now is we are establishing goodwill. And as much goodwill that you can inject into the market, to me personally, it's always come back tenfold. Always. Okay. A great example. Okay. The podcast. Podcast is over 5 years old now. My first 50 episodes. Okay. It was actually like 54, I believe. But 54 episodes, I did not have a pitch. I didn't have anything that they could buy. I had nothing. Now, would I do that sooner now? Yes. I didn't do that intentionally. I really didn't have anything to sell at the time, but I wanted to build goodwill, and I also wanted to start to build an audience. And I knew, because of other things that I've done in the past in the photography space, I knew that if I built up enough goodwill, I built relationships with all of these people. They knew me, they liked me, and they trusted me. I knew there'd be a good chance that I would probably be able to sell something. It's just business 101. Okay. So it's really important that you don't just always go after the sale. Now, that doesn't mean that, and I've talked about this, you can set up your email landing page, capture the email, send them to a thank you page, say, we just sent you your download to your inbox. It should be there shortly. But because you're a new subscriber, I wanted to give you 20% off whatever, right? I wanted to give you this for 50% off. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. And actually, I encourage that. Okay. But then after that, you want to send that email delivering what you promised. And then we want to start building that follow-up sequence. And I like the sequence to be between 7 and 14 days long. And I don't mean every day an email's going out. I'm like every 2 to 3 days would probably be good. I'm building one out actually as we speak right now. If you're listening to the podcast and you've went through one of my sequences, you've probably already started to see this, right? So if you came in for our email list building playbook, you're going to also see now that we're going to have some free training that's part of that sequence that really has nothing to buy, although you can buy in the PS. I'll put something in the PS. We'll talk a little bit about that. But basically, the main goal is to establish expertise, goodwill. You know me, you like me, and you trust me. That's it. We have to put off the I need to make money right now and really deposit as much goodwill as we can and really genuinely do it, right? Like I'm here right now on the podcast, on a Facebook Live, if you're here live on the Coffee Talks, and I'm not getting paid a dime for this. Zero. Now, will people be listening to this and go, oh, Scott, I want to check out the playbook. I want to check out Brand Creators Academy. Oh, I want to check out the workshops that you offer. Oh, I want to go through one of your affiliate links. Yes, that will happen naturally, but I don't have to really force it right now. Okay. Now, are there times that we're going to push in our marketing? Absolutely. But in this email follow-up sequence, the goal is to deliver on what you promised and get the know, like, and trust going. So that way there, when we're ready to sell, we don't have to really push too hard. And in the future, when we're sending out emails, they're going to see your name, they're going to recognize it, and they're going to go, I trust, I want to open, right? I like this. Or maybe they're just going to skip by that day, but at least they know who you are. Okay. So we want to stay front and center. That's why I like to send at least one email a week to no matter what brand that we're working in. Okay. Now for brand creators, I usually send 3 emails a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. In the brand that we recently sold, I sent Monday, Wednesday, Friday. In the other case study brands, I usually send 1 email and I follow up with a unopened, or I send to the unopens. Anyway, getting a little bit off topic here. All right. So goodwill, really, really important. That is the goal. Okay. So now that's the first email, the first wave, let's say, right? They know who we are now. We've introduced ourselves. We've delivered on what we promised. And now maybe we follow up again and go, just checking in, right? And that could be something like this. It's Scott, ... Any questions? Literally, I've done that. Works really good. And all lowercase, by the way. It's Scott, ... Any questions? Or any questions on bass fishing? Question mark. Like, that's it. And inside that email, there wouldn't be any links or anything. It'd be like, hey, it's Scott. I noticed that you downloaded our ultimate fishing guide. I just wanted to check in, see how you're doing. If you had a chance to use any of the tips, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm here to help you. Take care and happy fishing, right? Scott. That's it. That's all that email would do. Okay. So that's really the first wave. Now, as we're building this sequence, you could build that out with 2 emails. First one is Bass Fishing Guide, your download, right? That's email number 1. Email number 2 could be like, it's Scott, ... Any questions on the Bass Fishing Guide? That could be it, right? The third email in that sequence, maybe spaced out 3-4 days, doesn't matter really, 2-3-4 days, somewhere in there. The 7 to 14 days is really important and critical that we're staying connected with them, okay? So the next one will be a question. And I kind of already did that in the one, it's Scott, they haven't, whatever. But this would be even a little bit further. So it'd be like, need more help catching bass? Or did you catch more bass yet? Or your last fishing trip, ? Something like that to ask a question. And then inside, you could say something like, if it was need more help catching bass, I could say, hey, it's Scott again. I just wanted to check in and see how you're doing. But I also went fishing a month ago with my son. And it's crazy. There was this one lure that we tested between the silver one and the gold one. And I still can't believe that the silver one won. Actually, I've got video of it. You can check it out here. If you have any questions, let me know. Tight lines, my friend, Scott. P.S. I could put in there, If you want more personalized help, you should check out my video training, the Ultimate Bass Fishing Video Training. That would be the call to action. That could be a pitch, soft pitch. Okay. But you delivered content, free content up top. Okay. So that I would lead with that. Okay. Always lead with you're giving away advice, tips, and giving them something of value. Okay. And then the other thing that I would do in this 7 to 14 day period is I'd send an email that would be a quick win. Okay. Or something along the lines of mistakes to avoid, right? So solve a problem or a quick win. So it could be biggest bass fishing mistake I've ever made, right? And then they're going to want to know what that is, a little curiosity. And then inside there's like, yeah, when I first, started bass fishing, I always thought that you could just use the same lure in any type of water, any type of lake, any type of pond or whatever. But that's not the case. The biggest mistake is that you use the same lure in all different water. We don't want to do that. So actually, I broke down the best lures for ponds, for lakes, maybe overburden growth. And I shot a video showing you exactly what they are. Here it is. Or here's a blog post that explains everything. It doesn't have to be video. It can be a blog post. And that's it. We're solving a problem. They're getting some quick wins and they're going to be happy about that. Right. And then in the PS, you could always say, hey, if you need, or if you want to check out my full video training that will turn you into a tournament champion for bass fishing, check it out. Like something like that. That could be the call to action. Doesn't have to be, but that's where I would put that call to action because we're not in a promotion phase sequence. This is a nurture, as they call it. I don't like really calling it that. It's more or less just like get to know me sequence, right? Get to know me sequence to build the know, like, and trust. All right. So number one, and this should be front and center, goodwill. Okay. Goodwill. Push off wanting to make a whole bunch of money right now and just deposit goodwill into the marketplace, into your subscribers. Okay. And then from there, build this thing out. So this way here, anytime that someone comes into your, and subscribes, they immediately go through this 7 to 14 day sequence. And then after that, they can be part of your broadcast messages and they can be part of your promotions. Right. And that's for a whole nother conversation because what we could do then, which is really cool when you have this email list, is we can put something in there that has a link. And if people click on a link, we could then subscribe them automatically to another sequence. We call that like a promotion or a deadline sequence. And then they can go through that deadline sequence because they've raised their hand because they clicked the link and they open that email about read this if you want to catch more bass or read this if you want to catch more bass in a pond. Okay. So there's a lot of cool things that we can do. And this here would be a great time for me to give you a call to action. If you want more help with building your email list, even if you haven't even started, I would recommend going through our email list building fast track workshop. It's a 3-hour workshop. It'll show you exactly what to do, how to find a great lead magnet to attract the right subscribers, how to set up your landing page that converts, how to connect everything. So this way here, once you have a subscriber, they go to a thank you page and then they get an email sequence that's built right in on the back end. All of that stuff is done inside of the email list building fast track workshop. And you can find that by heading over to emaillistclass.com. Again, that's emaillistclass.com. And you can get all the details there. And just to let you guys know, you see how that just happened, right? Delivered 80-90% of free content. Slight little call to action. You can go there if you want. If you don't want to, you don't have to, right? It's that simple. Model this. I've been doing this for years. Okay. We're approaching 20 years. Okay. And every time that I look at either starting something in a business or helping a business, it's always about how do I stay in front of the audience? How do I stay in front of people? And email has always been the number one driver for that. All right. So again, Take this stuff and use it. It's the only way it's going to work. Build your own email sequence, 7 to 14 days. Space it out. Like I said, maybe 3-4 days max, because you don't want to let it go too long in the beginning. But you want to make sure that you follow up with them immediately to deliver what you promised them, and then start building that relationship. That's what I would do. That's what I think you should do. And all you need to do now is get out there and make it happen. So make it happen. Cut. And now we're going to answer some Q&A. So not sure if this will make it on the podcast or not. If it did, well, you're listening to what happens after we get done with the jam session. But let's go ahead and let's answer some questions if you have any. If not, we will jump off and we will get our weekend started. All right. Would you ever offer something for sale on the thank you page to help them further, since open rate is the highest? Yes. I said that before. Yes, I absolutely would. If you have something. If you don't have anything that makes sense, then no, don't put anything there. You don't have to. Okay. But if you have something, yes, put it there. You might as well, but it has to be in line with what they just purchased. A great example of this, and an easy way to create a great offer that goes with the thing that they signed up for. Let's say that you signed up for the ultimate guide for bass fishing, right? And let's say it's $9.99 and it's an ebook. A great upsell to that would be like, do you want the audio book and the videos that go along with this? $19.99. Boom. It's exactly what they signed up for, but now you're giving it to them in another form that is going to be easier for them, not everyone, but easier for some people to then consume. And our job is to make sure they consume this content, because if they do, number one, they start consuming more of you and your training and your help. Then they're like, oh, this person is cool. And then they want to continue on that journey with you, whether it's free stuff like this or if it's paid stuff. Okay. So yes, I absolutely would offer something on the thank you page. Alejandro, would those email sequences be automated? Yes. This is the only time that I would automate an email, or I would automate a deadline sequence type email. And what I mean by that is, like I had said earlier, so if someone, it's like you have a trigger, right? So there's a trigger. Once that trigger happens, then we automate on the back end. So someone puts their name and email address in, that's the trigger, right? They hit submit, and now we triggered this event, okay? They get the thank you page. The thank you page they can X off of. Behind the scenes, the first follow-up email is going to be there. Your bass fishing guide, download, right? And then 3 days later, it's Scott, ... Any questions on the bass fishing guide? ? Then the next one, right? 3 days later, one more bass fishing tip I forgot. Something like that. And then inside of there. And so then you build this thing out. So Chris and I just finished up. I actually wrote it, and then he connected everything. Let's see. I did that on Tuesday, and I believe it's 7 or 8 emails long. And basically inside of that, now let me see if I can't. Hey, for those of you that have stuck around, let me give you guys something. Give you guys a little bit of behind the scenes here. Okay. I usually only do this for BCA members, but I'm going to do it for you so you guys can see something here. Okay. Let me see if I can't do this. Let's see. All right. Bear with me. Okay. Here we go. All right. And I probably could, I think inside the academy, I'm going to break this whole thing down. So if you're in the academy, then I'm going to be breaking down this whole sequence, but I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about here. Okay. So this is for anybody that signs up for our email list building playbook. We're offering that right now. We offered it for free. Then we changed it. Now we're charging $1 for it because we're testing. Okay. But this is what it looks like. Let me see if I can't share my screen. Okay. And I'll walk you guys through this real quick. Then we got to jump. Okay. All right. Let's see. Share screen. Here we go. Window. Let's see. There it is. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay. And again, if you guys are listening to this on the podcast, you can't see this necessarily, but if you go to the show notes page, I will embed this video. That's if this even makes the podcast. Okay. So basically, this is what we're calling the email playbook follow-up goodwill. This is our sequence. Okay. We built this in ConvertKit, real easy to do. This is sent immediately. Okay. So 9,332 email subscribers, exact process, right? So someone that signed up, they signed up because they wanted the playbook, which details out a case study that we did for the Academy. It's a 100-page ebook. And it details everything out. And it shows how we got 9,332 email subscribers. So what did I do? I just basically called out anyone that downloaded the book or wants the book is probably going to recognize email subscribers, 9,332. So it's what they, it's what they're, again, it's what they're getting after they've gotten the first email. Now this goes after the first email. And this is actually like, it says immediately, but it's going to be immediately after they receive the first follow-up. And that follow-up is just like your download, email list building playbook, right? So this is after that. Okay. 3 days later, well, actually, if I went into here, you can see I've got one little image in here. I've got this. This is a video that's embedded on our site, but it's technically on YouTube. And it says, today I wanted to share a new video I shot breaking down the exact process and strategies we use inside the email list building playbook. You can watch it here. This was a case study we used inside Brand Creators Academy. Little link there if you want to go check it out, see that. And then literally break this down in under 9 minutes, give a visual of the building blocks. And then so just on here, enjoy this training. Remember, I'm rooting for you, Scott. P.S. At around the 2-minute mark, I share a big mistake that most people make and how to avoid it. It's a decision that has to be made early and will build a super targeted email list. Watch it here. You guys are probably like, Scott, I want to know what that thing is. Well, it's part of the sequence. You'd have to go through the sequence. I actually don't know without watching the video what I was pointing out. I think it is around the 2-minute mark. I think what it is the thank you page where you're not making an offer. Then the next one here is 9 lead magnet ideas. I've tried them all. So again, if someone's interested in building a list, they probably want to understand lead magnets because we've talked about them. So I've give them 9 lead magnet ideas. And then here, new 7 ways to build your email list for free. So again, if they're stuck and they haven't gotten moving yet, we're going to show them some different ways that they can do it. Building your email list funnel, the easy way. So now they want to know what's this funnel thing, and we're going to train them on that. But everything is email list. See, email list, right? There's nothing vague about it. This email promo worked. Swipe it. Again, it's another video that I shot. Now, all of these videos I put up on YouTube because I want to kind of double dip in a sense. I'm putting them up on YouTube, hopefully going to get some attention there. I also sent these out as a broadcast message to my list, and I'm now putting this part of the sequence. Okay. And then here, biggest email writing mistake, the simple fix. And then 5 magic phrases, increase open rates, right? So that's it. That's all built out. And this is about 18 days long. Okay. 3 days apart. All right. So a little behind the scenes there, just to show you guys. I like to reward you guys that stuck around to the end. All right. So we are going to wrap this up. Great place to put a digital product on your thank you page, right? Yes. Ruth, I'm changing my thank you page offer to sell my digital product for a discount. Should I direct them to buy this from Etsy store with a discount code or use ConvertKit products to sell and deliver it? What's the best method? Well, if you're directing them to Etsy and you're doing that because you want to boost your rank on Etsy, then maybe. But I would say probably in this case, you already have them on your email list, so you don't necessarily need to get them on your email list. I would probably direct them to a ConvertKit product page personally. Let's see here. Good morning. Could you automate the follow-up sequence for a giveaway or keep it manual prior to choosing a winner? It's a little bit more difficult because you are going to be the timing is going to be different all the time, right? The date is going to be different. So I would not automate that, and you're probably not going to run that all the time. I would run like a giveaway maybe once a month, maybe once every 3 months. And then I would get a lead magnet in place like we're doing with the email list building playbook. Ours is a paid one now, but even if it was like a checklist or something, I would create one that was evergreen, right? So you didn't have to do that. But giveaways, a lot of times you want to stay live within that time period with your list. And that, my friends, is why Scott is a professor. Alejandro. Thank you, Alejandro. All right, cool. So that is going to wrap this up, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on this Friday morning. This went a little bit longer than I expected, but I wanted to show you that at the last minute there, and totally random, by the way. But guys, that's it. That's going to wrap it up. Monday. Let me give you Monday real quick. Monday mindset. We are going to be talking about something that my mother, who no longer is with us. So those of you that did read my book, The Take Action Effect, talk all about my mom in there as well. But she taught me a very, very valuable lesson. She was someone that battled through alcoholism as I was a kid growing up, and going to those AA meetings and all of that really taught her the saying, take one day at a time. And we're going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about how my mother really, really taught that to me, and I still live by that today. And I think that a lot of times people get overwhelmed, they get frustrated, and they forget to slow down. So we're going to talk about that on Monday. It will be a 10 to a 15 minute little Monday mindset. So make sure that you show up here, tell your friends, and we'll get you guys off and rocking and rolling for the week so we can go ahead and crush it. All right. So that's what we're going to be doing on Monday. All right, guys. So again, that's it. That's going to wrap it up. As always, take care, take action. Have an awesome, amazing weekend. I'll see you guys soon.